Welcome back. Well, you know what? It's not even welcome back this time.
We here. We ain't missing no
Nah,
stops.
it's because last week, if we was at the old crib.
Matter of fact, it's not a welcome back. It's just a welcome.
Yeah, it's a welcome. We got the new digs.
Yeah.
We got the new digs. Wanda Dawn. You was in the old crib. Now you in the new crib. How you like the new crib?
How the new crib feel?
I ain't gonna lie. It's real sexy here.
Look,
it's real sexy.
You don't gotta tell niggas we getting money, but how do you tell that niggas is getting money without telling niggas getting money?
That's how you tell.
If niggas had stars in the rave, we podcasting with the sky on the ceiling.
Scott, you know the ladies do call me Sky Daddy.
Oh my god.
Okay, I have nothing.
Like
I have nothing for that.
like I'm God.
Like
I'm God.
Well, you know, even though we're in a new crib, we're still old time. So we want to thank all the listeners. We appreciate y'all for listening. Shout out to the neighborhood. Y'all been with us through like 3 or 4 cribs.
Facts.
But you know that's what happens in the black community.
You got it. Jeffersons. You gotta move on up.
Move on up
To the east side. D-Lux
Shout
apartment
out.
in
Yo,
the
what's the
sky.
name of the studio so we can shout y'all out? The HMD Studio. Shout out to the. Yo, that sounds great.
It was the letters that got mixed up, but I get it. The HMD, right?
HMD.
Because hold my dick.
Hold on.
Nah, shout out to HMD Studios for holding us down.
Shout
The new
out
crib.
Big Kev. What's your name, my boy? Shout out Andrew. Shout out Devin. Shout out to the nigga Devon Terrell.
That's the homie.
Brooklyn legend.
That's a good guy right there.
That nigga is literally a
That
Brooklyn
nigga been doing
legend.
covers before covers.
That's
man.
a fact. So shout him out. Shout out to Kev. You know what I mean? If y'all got a podcast that y'all are gonna record and nobody's probably gonna listen, but you want to do it and feel like somebody's gonna listen, y'all should probably come to Hold My Dick. I mean HMD Studio. We're in Brooklyn, baby.
Yeah, we here. Don't tell them too much. I don't want to get no address pull up.
Some getting spicy.
Pull up to any studio, but we won't be at that one. We're
Absolutely.
at this one.
Absolutely.
So find us if you may.
Facts.
But yeah, shout out to the new studio. This is where we at. You know, a lot more content. This studio.
We picking it up. COVID is
Yeah,
really.
that's a fact.
I'm not gonna say COVID's done, but you know the world is opening up every
But
day.
talk about
at
what
a
COVID
time.
did to us, because a lot of people, our listeners don't know, and they have been asking. So let's be transparent.
A lot
What did COVID
of
do to us?
our neighbors, thy neighbors, have been upset with us
Thy
because
neighbors is crazy.
because we kind of, I'm not gonna say we didn't drop the ball, but COVID really hurt us. All 3 of us were in different states. Some were different countries. Me, I am some.
Yeah, I was about to say you are some.
So it's harder to record, obviously, because we're not together. So we tried hard and we did it on Zoom. But I'm gonna tell y'all this: I'm not doing no more Zooms for y'all. Y'all need to see our face. Y'all need to see it color. You need to see these good beards, these good hairlines,
Great garments.
these great draw structures,
Niggas
all this
be
great
having
garments,
great garments.
everything. Because I
Everything
always
organic,
tell the
man.
ladies.
Yo, we might be the best dressed. It ain't even me. I said this before. We're the best dressed
pod.
podcast.
Absolutely, that's a gift.
Give it to you.
We're the best
I'll
dressed
give it to
podcast.
y'all for sure.
Like
Other
niggas
niggas
really
love
get
us.
busy.
We ain't even gonna name
And
the
this be
other
on
names.
recording
but
days.
Y'all got it.
Like it be recording days and niggas. just
And the
be
crazy
like,
thing on my recording days, I'm probably the most bummy because I really don't care. I really want to come here in flip flops, but it was raining, so I
Yeah,
can't.
yeah.
So, but we're getting back to our content. We're getting back to
Yep.
good. We're getting back to everybody being around, back
Yep.
to our family. Like
Yep.
before, we had a whole bunch of houses in the neighborhood over quarantine. Now we're back under one roof.
Mm-hmm.
I know y'all don't see Mac here. It's all right. My man is working very, very hard. He actually did an amazing thing this weekend for Father's Day. He
Damn sure did.
He brought in his father-in-law
Yep.
that and surprised his
Yep.
wife.
Yep.
So that's a beautiful thing. So they're out in DC doing all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he's not here today. But he's doing his fatherly duties, which I'm not a father, so that's why
Yeah.
I'm here. But
Me neither.
he is a great father. Actually, we can talk about this.
Oh.
I can't. I won't, because you don't like to talk about that too much. But
What?
I will say one thing. This is the first time I met your daughter this weekend.
Oh, you can talk about it. Yeah, you
First time I met your daughter this weekend.
All she talked about was Uncle Ryan when we left.
Absolute, absolute
I was about
young.
to drop my ass back.
How old?
Queen.
How old?
He met my youngest, my 9-year-old.
Yeah, so we're talking about music and we're talking about who she likes to listen to. And I'm like, yo, who's your number one? Like, who's your go-to? She like, I'm like, nah, you gotta give me. She's like, I don't know. I was like, who do you really go to? She like, J. Cole. And when she said Cole name,
In her,
I looked.
her shower playlist. She got a shower playlist, right? All Cole.
That's
Yo,
crazy.
It's all J. Cole and Olivia
mad at that.
Rodrigo.
And then the McDonald's boys.
Oh my God, I don't even. Now,
McDonald's.
those people I don't even like talking
There's
about. I hate
there's
them niggas.
I don't know
Lil
where.
B,
I
the
don't know.
BTS, that's their name.
Yeah, BTS. I don't
Yeah,
know
the-
where
the
they're
K-pop
from.
or some shit like
I
that.
don't
They
know
from
if
Korea.
They're from
Oh,
yeah. You know they do the
okay.
McDonald's commercial with all the
Yeah.
makeup. So me and her going at it
mad
because
of them with the
the
super
makeup.
clean faces.
It's a big makeup. I'm like, yo, there's makeup. She telling me, no, that's not makeup. I'm just
That's
like,
when
you know
she met-
what?
That's when Ryan realized that that's my kid.
Yeah, she was like, she knew she was wrong, but she was like, nope, no
Yo,
makeup.
Ryan
I'm like,
showed her a picture.
Big
It was
makeup.
like, there's no makeup. She was like, nah.
I'm like, that's not eyeliner. It's a black. She's like, no, you woke up like that. I'm like, you know what?
My oldest would have folded. Right,
Yeah.
my oldest would have folded. That's why I like dealing with my oldest. I'm like, she like me. She like, they both like me to a certain extent. So if my oldest get in trouble, she don't even fight. She don't lie. She don't stand tall.
I got
I was
caught.
wrong. All right,
Yeah.
all right, Dad. You got that's me.
That young
Yeah.
one.
When Sonny get in trouble, she's also me.
Yeah.
When I'm wrong, I'm like,
Traded it up. Fuck, what?
I'm like,
Fuck out here.
nah,
Actually,
like we was arguing earlier.
Yeah.
Cause I was like
Dancing
I just
around.
I had to just eat. I was like,
But you know the crazy
I
part?
just don't like them niggas.
I'm the same way too. Like it's something that I know I'm wrong. A lot of times as I get older, I'm understanding how to just, put on tape and be like, you right. But then at a certain point, it's like, yo, you might be right, but I still think I'm right too. Fuck you.
Because I'm not about to be wrong.
I'm not about-
We can
For
both
what?
be right.
For what? For what?
But I'm not about to be wrong.
Or we both gonna be wrong.
I'll
What we
stop,
gonna
I'll
do?
stop doing that.
You know
I
what I'm
stopped
saying?
it. Because then I'll just get to the point where I want to fight you. That's it.
That's the scariest.
Yeah.
What is he our sign?
Nah, he's
I'm a
fire.
Leo.
He's still
Oh,
fire.
it's a fire sign.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's the thing
He a
about me,
Leo
bro.
over there too.
Yeah,
Look,
Leo.
look.
Yeah.
So that's the thing about me, bro. Like, if I gotta accept I'm wrong, if you prove me I'm wrong,
Yeah.
I can eat that. If I have to accept I'm wrong, I'm cool. But if you keep going,
And tit for tat. Yeah.
now I want to. But
Yeah.
I'm wrong. Let's fight.
But you know
Yeah.
us. When we know we right, we're gonna put every fact
Oh,
that
hell
we got.
yeah.
Boom.
Rod
So what about
Rod
this?
does that.
So what about that? So you mean to tell me this? And then you'll get caught up in the moment because you're not thinking too much. So where you say something, and I'm like, but you just said.
right.
I'll
right,
walk you down
right,
a long ass hallway.
Right.
And you gonna think you Rosie Josie.
No.
Oh, boop, doo-doo-doo-doo. And
Because
then
me and Ryan, I think, and Ryan, you tell me if I'm wrong in this instance, we're so used to just accepting shit from people, right? The people we love, at least.
Yep. Fact.
That we kind of concede, right? Nobody ever really talks about that. Everybody talks about our aggression. Everybody talks about our passive aggression. Nobody talks about the fact that sometimes out of love we just concede, like, all right, ma, all right, boo, all right, cousin, all right, cool. Because at least tell me if I'm wrong, right?
Nah, you're right.
We love the relationship more than we care. It's like I always say, we rather be happy than rather be right. When you give us that opportunity to be right, oh my God,
I'm taking it to the
Oh,
top.
yeah.
Take it
I
to-
done seen
especially if
Rod
it-
take it to the top.
Especially, I mean, there's moments that I take it to the top when it's really important to me, but especially if it's not a make or break, like a relationship type of shit, and I just know, like, yo, you're just bugging, like, stop. And that's when I just put it out on the line. Like, here you go. What's up? How we gonna do this? But yeah, I met your daughter. She's amazing. Me and her got along right away.
Yo,
She
it's
t-
been
That's
Uncle
wonderful.
And mind you, she met a lot of people in the park that day. Yo,
But he made it clear. He made it
I was
clear, like, yo,
you could call
this
him
is this. He said,
yeah.
you could call him Ryan. No, like, you call him Uncle Ryan. This is Uncle Ryan. So
Yeah.
after that, it was
like
just
everybody
like,
else, it was like,
Yeah,
so
regular.
like
Well,
Mouse had to step
yeah.
over to the side. He had to, talk out some business, whatever was going on. Me
So
and
come on, talk about. I know niggas got to be proud of me, bro.
yo.
Niggas
Ladies-
got to be proud of me, bro.
Let me start the podcast off. Welcome to the guys next door, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Mouse Jones is actually growing, y'all. He's becoming a bigger man, a better person, and a greater spirit. I've
Clap
seen
it
it
up,
with
y'all.
my own eyes,
Clap
and
it
it
up.
and it means so much to me because since me and him are so alike, since he don't drink or smoke, sometimes maybe when I smoke, that could just level me out.
Right.
And it's like, yo, I'm tight, but it's like, yo, let me just get out of here and go in my zone. Since he doesn't, he tends to take shit to he doesn't have to go that far, but since he doesn't have a vice in a way that I do,
don't gotta mediate.
that he could just
I
be like,
take it.
he just like, yo, fuck that. What's
I'm
up?
the Lil Wayne lighter flick.
Yeah, so it's like, so over the weekend, it was Juneteenth.
Shout out to Juneteenth.
Shout out to Juneteenth.
I was outside.
Outside,
We
so
all
we in
was.
there.
We all were.
Shout out to Clinton Hills, Fort Greene, was in Fort Greene
Facts.
Park. I'm
Shout
from
out to
Clinton
Brooklyn.
Hills.
Then
So
we kicked off Juneteenth. Me and Juan. We kicked. Oh, cousin Juan is here. Cousin Juan is here. Shout out to
Let's
cousin
go.
Juan.
Let's go.
Cousin Juan.
We here.
Cousin Juan, stop by the
is here.
neighborhood.
Brooklyn Mayor.
We kicked off the Friday, right? I was with you at the
Biggie's?
Councilman Waterman.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
That was the same day. Same day. So
touching. Yeah, we was touching the streets
Yeah,
properly.
listen,
properly.
So Mouse, so look, not only is Mouse growing, but he was giving back. He was showing love to candidates that for to be mayor and stuff like
I
that.
know I don't really fuck with the politics, but I seen first of all when Shorty reached out about when Ryan and Shorty reached out.
Shout out to Okoye.
Shout out to Okoye.
Shout
When they
out
reached
to
out
her.
about Councilman Waterman, it was a no brainer. It was a no brainer. It was like, oh, that's a man of God. First of all, nigga said Rev. I said, oh, he's in the church.
Yeah.
Got
Yeah.
my vote.
You know him.
and own the church.
Owned the
And
church,
owns
which means
the
there ain't no
church.
shiest going on.
Nah.
Talk to him, had a great talk.
We ain't
so
gonna go down with some people that own the church. We ain't gonna do it because they be taking they take thy dollar.
from thy neighbor.
From
Thy neighbor.
But not him. Not Waterman.
Not Waterman.
Good guy. Good guy.
So I mean, y'all. By the time y'all hear this, he's probably already been elected because that's what I'm saying.
We gonna speak it up. We gonna speak it up.
So
So
yeah,
just-
Juneteenth was really good.
Facts.
Shout
So
out to
they
Juneteenth.
started together. Mouse and Juan was giving back. Juan also has a food truck. I will get into that before I
Yes,
go
sir.
into this.
Yeah.
But we rolled out. We chilled. We went to Fort Greene Park. That's my neighborhood. That's where I grew up. It means so much to me. I saw people that I haven't seen in years.
Beautiful.
And it's like to know that just I don't know how good you're doing in life or bad you're in life, but you just know we there and we don't have those problems. We all there as black people at that day. It felt good to
Seen
know
a
that.
lot of people give and get passes.
Absolutely,
in
absolutely.
Fort Greene Park.
And to be that's our first black holiday. Besides like Black History Month, which they just violate us in general because they
Give us
put
the
every
shortest
fucking
month.
award show in that month. Grammys, All Star, they do everything. But
it's also the shortest month.
But the shortest month, they violate us. But cool, they give us a day, and I was there, and I could tell my future kids and whatever comes after me
Right.
is like I was there the first time, and we spent it where I grew up. That was significant for me because
Right.
I was where I grew up my whole life, and so going in there, fast forward into Mouse growth. He had a little, I call it a discrepancy because it wasn't a threat to Mouse. That's why he never
Definitely
had something to
wasn't a
say.
threat.
So me and Mouse agree to this, and I say Juan agrees too. If we don't really have problems with niggas, and if you have a problem with us, and we might have a little problem with you, if you're not a threat, and I'm saying this so everybody can really take this and put this into their life, implement this into their life. If it's not a threat to you, pay it no mind. Like now, if it's a threat, you have to step
gotta-
to that
yeah.
situation. If it's not a threat, especially physically or anything that can hurt somebody, whatever it is, just walk by them. You don't got to look at them. You don't got to talk because they're not a threat to you. You know they're not going to do nothing to you.
Right.
But this was not a threat to Mouse at all. But it was something that weighed heavy on. I won't say on his heart, but it was on his mind.
It is. That's exactly what it was.
It was heavy on his heart.
I'll even talk about it to an extent, right? Without saying names. Basically, somebody that I had a relationship with, I deem this person like not a bro, but
A
you know
strong
what I mean?
friend.
We're cool.
I'll
We're
tell you-
strong.
I'll tell you this.
We're friends.
Strong
Before
friend.
you go into that, the dude he's talking about is just a genuine good
He's a-
person.
he's a good
like when he
person.
like when he texts me and I just be doing shit and I'm busy and I forget to text. I genuinely feel bad. Like when I had my kidney transplant, he didn't have to come to the hospital. He came. So in my mind, like he doesn't have a bad bone in his body.
And that's why I never did nothing to him because it was
But
like
some people just make bad mistakes.
bing, right? He made bad decisions. I don't believe in mistakes, but he made
Yeah.
bad decisions.
He made a bad
He
decision.
He made a series of bad decisions
Facts.
that rubbed me the wrong way. So I was like, so one of
In
them,
real time?
no.
Oh, okay,
That
okay,
would've
okay.
changed.
So some past shit.
It was
just-
some shit like it was just over
Over a course of time,
Okay.
it was
It
a
was
couple
like-
incidents that it was like, I'll give you a pass. 1, 2 was like you bugging, but and then there's one that's like I have to say something because I don't want to make this repetitive, and I don't want you to go from the guy that I think is a great
thought he was,
individual
yeah.
to now I want to fuck you up. Now I want to.
in my mind.
So it's
I was
multiple
like,
bad choices.
It's a series of bad choices.
But that's how you know how good of an individual
Yeah.
he is.
Because
Okay.
I keep giving him a pass, and I said the last time it happened, I said Ryan was actually there for that time it happened because I'm on the phone, I'm barking on somebody, I'm like, I bet the next time I see this nigga, I'm gonna slap the shit out of him.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna snuff him.
Yeah.
I'm just slap the shit out of him,
Which
let
is
him
more
know
And that's strong.
you
And that's
violated, and this is it.
Yeah.
This is where it's going.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to take somewhere past this, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But you definitely get
Yeah.
fat. And I'm glad, and what I tell everybody, I'm glad I didn't see him when I was ready for that. Because I would have violated him.
Yeah.
But I said, cool. Whatever. Homegirls got in between and said, just talk. I said, I ain't gonna reach out to him. If he talk to me, cool.
Yeah.
I'm talking to Ryan. This really showed the growth. 'Cause I'm talking to Ryan. Ryan don't even know.
I don't know. First of all, I barely know the story. Like I
Ryan don't even
I don't know
know.
nothing.
That's always
so,
the case.
So he tapped me. He like, yo, first of all, I don't have kids. You gotta understand me. So if I have a problem, I don't have to talk to nobody. If I have a problem, I go right into the situation.
We both on this couch.
So he, but the way,
This kid section.
but the way he did it was so grown. He looked over, saw his daughter tap somebody. He tapped me. He's like, yo, come over here with me. But before he did that, he tapped her. He's like, yo, my daughter right here. I want her back to face me so she's not in our conversation, but I want her to be around.
close.
But can you just watch out? So when he said that, I'm just like, all right, maybe we talk. It could have been a money thing he didn't want. He could have been whatever it was.
Yeah. You just didn't know yet.
I just didn't know yet. So I was like, all right, put it all right, cool. We turn around, then they get into this conversation. Me, my face is just like this.
Ryan whole time. And the reason I have Ryan there because Ryan, what I never want for me, I already know how I have a reputation. I have a name for being rowdy. I never want nobody to feel like they got to perform, and then that puts me in a bad predicament. It's gonna force me to put them in a worse predicament. So I brought Ryan over because I'm just like Ryan is the mediator.
I know both parties.
Ryan will be able to.
Yeah.
Ryan is one of the only human men walking this earth that could be like, Mouse, chip.
Yeah.
So like I said, I didn't even want Boy to even feel like he had to perform.
Yeah.
So Ryan's there, and I said, I'm like,
And
Ryan's
it
only
felt
here
good.
just so.
So it could be regular.
It was
Just
a
so be
better. It's a
regular.
better feeling when you know the other somebody. You might have an issue with somebody, but somebody that you know, that you respect, that you know you don't have problems with, is there to be like, yo, look, I didn't say a word.
That was it.
Yeah.
I just, boom. So everybody go, and I just told them, as men, I literally say, yo, as men, this is what you did, bro.
Yeah.
And I ain't really appreciate it this time or this time, and I'm damn sure not standing for it this time.
Yeah.
So this, what we gonna do?
But he did make it firmly known that I was ready to beat show. Like I was ready to turn this shit up. But he had to say that because if you
gotta set
don't,
the tone. You
if
set the tone.
If you don't, it can keep happening again until you have to do it, and nobody wants to do that. So you got to
maybe
set your
sometimes
boundaries.
people aren't, and I don't know if I'm not like that, but sometimes there are people who don't learn a lesson or don't understand unless they know what was on the other side. Not to say you're scared, but
Yeah,
you might not
but-
want to deal with that, right? You might not be scared to fight me, or you may not be scared of what's gonna come with having an issue with me.
Yeah.
But you may not want to deal with it either.
Yeah.
Right? So nobody's pussy.
We too
Nobody's
grown.
less than a man.
If
But
we
it's
don't-
simple. It's simply me saying, "Oh, okay, boom, this is what it is." You know what I mean?
Yeah, if we
That's
don't,
me.
if we don't want to, if we don't, if there has to be
Oh,
no.
Devonta Rosen, the legend. Nah, get on camera. Say what up. We just shouted y'all out.
All right, what's good? Yo,
Yo,
What's good with
we
it?
out here.
Yo.
It's raining.
my
I
boy.
got mad shit to talk to you about.
I already know.
You too.
Shout out to, but so yeah, so basically, shout out our landlords. But shout out our landlords. But like I was saying, long story short, because it does spin into what I really want to talk about today. I basically had to just let them know, like, listen, I don't care if you're pussy or not, right? Because a lot of times that shit, we'll talk about that later. A lot of times when niggas use certain words, you know, I'm not scared of you, I'm not pussy, it puts niggas in a, like, why would you tell me that?
Yeah, for what?
It's a
For
Juneteenth
what?
fault.
Yeah.
But I just want to let you know, I don't think you're pussy. I don't think you're less than a man. But I don't want you to think I'm less than a man either, so I don't want this to continue to be a thing. This is what happened. We can either, I'm willing to mend this fence and things go back to being regular, or we never have to speak about it again, or I'm ready to go to war.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just tell this nigga to stand right here. I'm gonna dump you on your head so my daughter don't see it, and then I'm gonna leave this park calmly. Because
Choose your option.
Because what you don't know is niggas over there ready to ride. There's niggas right there
Oh,
that's
yeah.
ready to ride.
That's
and
for-
you
yeah.
might like Ryan, but if Ryan see me take off on you, Ryan's probably gonna ride with me. So I'm
You
just
don't gotta
saying.
say probably.
So I'm just saying.
Probably is not.
How do you
right.
want to do
Ain't
this?
gonna be in your favor.
It's not gonna be in favor. And like men, two men realize that yo, there's a genuine kinship here. Brother, I was wrong. And everybody knows how I feel about he knows. That's one thing. Everybody knows I hate apologies. I don't
Yeah.
believe in them. He never apologized. He made it right. He said, my brother, never again.
And of course there were some things in between other people talking that didn't need to do this and that. And there's always gonna be that. But when there's two people, two individuals, two good individuals, don't matter if they don't like each other, got disagreements, they can still be cool. And that's what showed me with Mouse. And I'm just like, yo, we've been doing this pod for like
2.5 years.
2 years, a little, like not even a half yet, like 2 years and a couple months, to the point where it's like we've all had so much growth from even Mac going into the first episode. Like, I don't know what kid's gonna come, and now he has a kid and he's
And a
married.
wife.
Like to me and going through all the shit that I've been through with work, and
You had 2 kidneys at the beginning of this
yeah, I had
podcast.
2 kidneys, I got 1. I had a job, I have none. like I went from working for the man to being the man. You feel me? So it's like
Let's
growth,
clap that
like,
up, man.
yeah.
Let's clap that up, man.
Like,
Shout out
and Mouse has so
entrepreneurial
many
shit, man.
accomplishments that y'all might see on the gram because he posted. But y'all gotta understand, like, Mouse would have never had this conversation 2 years ago. He would have. It wouldn't have been nothing to talk
I
about.
had to drop. Yo, I laughed so hard, right? Because I don't even think I told Ryan. I did. That's what alerted Ryan. 'Cause I said, yo, I got to drop on this nigga. He don't even see it. Boy would not have seen it coming because I was by. Ryan.
yeah.
He like this. So I'm on the side of him, and I'm talking like this. Boy's walking.
Oh yeah.
It'd have been nasty.
And I literally said to
Oblivious.
Ryan, I said, I got to drop on this nigga.
Yeah.
And Ryan said, what?
I don't even listen.
And then Boy comes over and daps him.
Oh,
And still don't know.
That's the craziest thing. He did tell me that. He's like, I got the job on this nigga. And I'm like, he like, watch. I'm like, so he dapped me. And then when he goes to that mouse, that's what I'm realizing everything in my head. I'm like, huh? Mouse like, I'm like, oh. They like, yo, boy, let me holler at you. But it didn't go how I thought it was gonna go. I thought it would have went a negative way.
Nah,
Listen,
it was
Juneteenth.
Shout out to
I didn't want
Juneteenth,
it was like a
man.
therapy
I didn't
session.
want no violence with the black people. My daughter here, I want to see. Literally, my daughter, my daughters really get to see all of me because obviously I had one at 17, so she's seen a lot of growing up. And my youngest, she
Yeah,
like,
shout out to you. You have a high school.
I got a high school in there, boy. Oh my gosh, and graduation was yesterday. Oh my god, bro.
You have a high school.
Nigga, I took.
You know what's so crazy? I saw your daughter, and I was like, "Did you just graduate?" I was like, "Wait, that's
The
your
other one.
oldest?" I'm like, "Oh
Yeah.
Lord."
Yeah, man. Shout out to us, man. Shout out to us as black men. But that brings me to what I want to talk about today, right? Mm-hmm. And it's so perfect. It's perfect because I had this, we little transparency. I have this, this note that I share with everybody, and it's just more topics, right? Just topics of great conversation. And it was like, I kept saying like, damn, when I want to talk about it, I want to talk about it. Today was the perfect day to talk about it, just because everything happened. So I want to talk about today as black men, as grown ass black men entering. Well, we're already, I'm sorry, we're already on the third floor. So
Yes.
entering this next phase, this next decade of life.
Do you got to explain to people what third floor is? Some people don't
No, they know. Not all listeners.
Nah,
They
they
know.
know. They know.
All right,
So
bet.
entering that,
You a neighbor, bro.
yeah,
All right.
cousin Juan,
All right,
you
my
here,
bad,
cousin
my bad.
Juan?
Yeah,
Look,
they
listen,
know.
I'm worried about the world. I ain't worried about
the
us.
world
No,
knows.
they know.
The world knows.
Never
They
worried
know.
about
Our
us.
show. They know.
So,
bet.
entering this and one to not just enter it, but being able to thrive in it. Something that we got to talk about is the way that black men deal with conflict with other black men. And I think it's perfect. Ryan brought that up because I'm like, boom, let's talk about this. This is the perfect time to talk about it.
It is.
So I want to ask y'all. I grew up on Long Island. Obviously, I'm a Brooklyn nigga at heart. My father's from Gowanus. I've been out here on and off all my life. I've acclimated and become that. But y'all had to grow up out here. So just talk about like some of the ways y'all seen conflict amongst black men growing up.
We got a whole bunch of, it's a whole bunch of friends that's all bounce around, that don't know how to communicate with each other. Me growing up, I like how my communication is now. I like how our communication is now because we know that. Let me get a little closer. Let me get a little sexy.
Speak your mind. Speak your mind. Speak your mind. Because I know exactly what you mean. Because when it come to me,
How could I? I'll let you start as I ponder which way I want to.
conflict for me, you.
All right, so run that question back.
So I want to know how's growing up in this growing up in Brooklyn, like not just visiting Brooklyn, growing up in Brooklyn, going to school, going to the corner store on a calm Wednesday, experiencing that. What is y'all experience been with conflict amongst black men?
I'll start this off, and I know Rock could chime in easily. It's not hard for us to gain friends in school at all. Never. So with that aspect, it's easy for us to see all the different styles of people before we meet them because they come into us first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's easy for us to be like, all right, cool. We see how this is.
Yeah,
we see
I'm
how
good
that
on
is.
you.
We good? Yeah.
You're not an enemy, but I don't gotta chill with you. Like I grew up knowing like my circle is the way that I'm gonna be looked at.
Yeah.
If I chill around a whole bunch of broke niggas, I'm gonna be broke. If I chill around a whole bunch of dangerous gangster niggas, I'm gonna turn into a dangerous gangster nigga.
Yeah.
Like that's the way it was. So for me, sports, hanging around with my crew, we all played basketball, like to the core. When it was me, Connie, Rodney, AJ, Jay, Omari, like my
Yeah,
like,
all
and we were
ball.
all around the same age, so we went to tournament. Not saying we didn't get like scuffles and shit like that, but we were such a close unit that the OGs around was just like, yo, y'all don't gotta do none of this shit. Y'all gonna play ball. Y'all gonna do this. So the conflict, my eye for conflict was like in a fisheye lens. Like I got to see it.
Wow.
I got to see that shit to a distance, but I didn't have to touch the shit.
Yo, you are a podcaster, podcast. Yo,
I'm
Rod,
pod-potting.
Rod
The fish
has-
eye- the fish eye is
Yo,
fire.
y'all wasn't really here from day one.
I was
where
here.
Rod had the headphones on.
I was here.
And glasses, and the nigga glasses is crazy. And
And a boot, he broke his leg, he had a boot.
He showed up with the first day pocket protector and a 5-star binder, and now the nigga
was
got
ready.
metaphors off the top of the dope.
Look.
Yo, clap it up for Rod being a podcaster, baby. Yo, if y'all in the room, we say clap it up. You got clap it up.
Clap it up, clap it up,
Come on.
yeah. But not so from my perspective, it was just like I know who I don't want to chill with.
Right.
But if I do get into that situation, like you said, people always want to be our friend. I knew if I didn't want to fight, I didn't have to. If I didn't want to go that way, but I knew somebody that would.
Yep.
Right.
And I knew somebody that would do it for me.
Right.
Yep.
Just because we're good ass people and we bring that aura. So my look at conflict was a little different. I think I saw conflict in a different eye once I moved out of New York.
Wow. Okay. Talk about
Because everybody doesn't know, but a lot of people know I went to a lot of schools. I went to like K through 6, I was in one. Then I moved to Jersey for a year. Then I went to Red Hook, 8th grade. Then I went to prep school, played ball for 2 years. Then moved to California, played ball in high school. Went to 3 different schools. So every year, for me, every year going to a new school, like everybody knows that first day of school feeling. Whether it's the school that you've been going to forever or it's a new school.
Yeah, it's the
Clothes put out on the bed.
What should I wear?
What should I wear?
You ain't going to sleep.
They gonna learn I'm the nigga.
Yeah.
Exactly. Especially with you, because you coming from a place where you where everybody around is a nigga. So when you go somewhere else, you like, no, I'm the nigga.
So for the average, it's like most things you got to worry about when you go into the same school is what I'm gonna wear, who I'm gonna see. Damn, I ain't seen that girl in a minute. Yo, who I'm basketball
girls
coach.
gonna
I
holler
gotta
at
talk
me.
to him. I gotta do this. For me, my first none of that really mattered to me. It was like, fuck, I gotta start all over again.
Wow.
I gotta know how to talk to you and how to talk to you, and you weren't raised like me, because that's the biggest thing for me. Is like I don't like common sense is really big to me, and common sense is not common
It's
for everybody.
definitely not common.
But my mother always taught me. She was like, "Yo, everyone wasn't raised like you, so you gotta kind of, especially because you're moving around a lot, you gotta kind of see shit in a different eye." So that's why when I go to schools, I'd be like, "All right, I play ball, so that's gonna be my first initial pitch.
Right.
I know I'm good enough on the court that y'all are not gonna try to beat me up or shit like that.
Facts.
Boom.
Right.
But then going to these schools, either you get bullied or you don't become a bully, but you step outside that, and maybe you bridge the gap between the bullies and the people that get bullied.
Yeah.
But for me, it was just like, all right, first day of school. Let me see how this shit is ran.
Yeah.
And how this shit. So when I moved to Cali, it's a whole different ball game. Like instead of New York, we used to going up to girls and shit. In Cali, girls coming up to you. But,
Oh yeah.
But in New York, you go up to a girl W, you ain't got to worry about homie over there because he not worried. You got dubbed. In Cali, girls is coming up to you and niggas is getting tight. Like, yo, why you going up to him? And it's
Whole
like, I'm not
different
even
vibe.
asking for it. So you got to learn how to talk
Nigga,
to
I'm
people.
minding my business. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to lay shit in my locker.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, when it comes to
Dude, that
that,
shit used to kick my ass, bro.
I hate it. I hate it.
Past
my
0
God.
3
I-
times.
It was
I
to the
even
point
remember that.
Yo, it was to the point that with lockers, I probably keep books in other people's
That's a
lockers
fucking
so they
fact,
can so
bro.
they can open
So
them
they
up.
can open it up,
and I
yeah.
can just get it out.
I
Or
never
I
went
just
to my
or I'd be
locker.
like, yo, if niggas steal my book out my locker, I'm not putting nothing important in my locker.
Nothing.
But if I put books in my locker and you want to steal them, yo, they ran in my locker, steal my books. What the fuck you want
I
me to do?
fucked up
Teach?
with that.
See what I'm saying?
What happened? You put
North
the shit-
Face in the locker,
you
came
know
back,
that shit.
snowing outside, gone.
Not the,
I had to fight the school for my shit back. Still didn't get it back.
See, and that's black on black crime. This is what we talking
So
about.
that's what I'm talking about, right? So we've seen conflict amongst black men so long, like we don't even think about it as like conflict amongst black men. It's just conflict.
It's just
right?
conflict.
But it's like we've been in conflict with our own since day one.
Because it's more than physical
zero.
conflict.
Because it's like we don't walk, we wake up.
It's more mental
move
conflict than
different,
anything.
right? Like me
Facts.
personally,
Facts.
like me personally, right? And I know it bugs my neighbors. It not bugs them, but like it bugs people out. I make since I was 32? Since I was like 30, maybe 29, I made a conscious effort. Every black person I see, I'm gonna greet them. I don't care where I'm at. I don't care where I'm at.
That's powerful.
So whenever I do it, everybody always has but now my neighbors, I'm in Flatbush. So now my neighbors, they Caribbean, they be like, hello. But before I'd be like, how you doing? They be like,
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
That shit. Kev, how y'all do it? Yeah, how y'all do the teeth suck? See there, like that. I'm like, oh my God. All I said was hello. What the fuck is up? But it's starting to soften them up, and I start realizing that because it's like, yo, we'll be somewhere, and I don't know what it is. My wiring in my head is broke, but I know I'll be in a function and I'll be fine, but it look like I'm tight.
Yeah.
It look like I'm upset. Niggas like, yo, you good? Like, yeah, I'm straight.
Yeah.
Why you asking me, am I good? You good? Now we got an issue, right? So it's like, we've been in conflict so long. Like you just said, like, nigga, we in the hood fighting over coach.
Everything.
I'm taking the strings off niggas' Jan Sports.
Yup.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yup.
Like, niggas is violating.
Yup.
I'm taking niggas' Pokemon. Right? So we've been in conflict. My thing is, what has our relationship been? We know what our relationship has been with conflict in our community. what has our relationship been with conflict resolution in our community?
It's not strong. I'll tell you that. From my understanding, it's not strong. It's getting better, yes, because of Juneteenth, Black History Month becoming better. Our internet communication is getting better. So now we're able to see things better, hear things better. Now we get to see what people overseas are reacting to shit we go through now. Now we seeing everything. Now the fisheye lens is getting crazier. Now it's like, ooh, okay, cool. But back then we ain't have none of that shit. We ain't have none of that. We ain't have no fathers
How many
grow up.
lives y'all think would have been saved if we had like better conflict resolution growing up?
We were first. They wasn't going to teach us conflict resolution because they never wanted us to have a way to get out. They was going to keep us in this forever. They could have taught us that. They could have taught us how to talk to people. You got to understand, unless your parents were good people or they were around, they knew how to. Not even saying good people, because my father just admitted he didn't know how to raise his son. Yeah. So not saying he wasn't a bad person. He just wasn't ready. You feel me?
That's huge.
So
to actually admit that. That's huge.
It was crazy.
And what age was that?
I'm 32.
But that's what I'm saying. 30 years passed.
But he didn't know. See what I'm saying? Like, so
he had to come to a realization.
Yeah, he didn't meet his dad till 16, and then he disappeared for 5 years. Then when he popped back up, his pops passed away in like 2 months. So it's like it's a revolving door for us, but it takes a certain someone. It doesn't have to be a parent. It can just be a mentor to teach you how to communicate properly. There's a lot of people locked up in my eyes that if they knew how to communicate their feelings properly, they would never be there.
There's a lot of people free locked up.
I was just about to say that.
Fact.
I'm one of them. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm one of them.
I'm partially.
Like when you said that just now, that's why I said that. I'm like, oh, that's me. Like, but I'm free.
Yeah.
I'm locked up because I can't properly communicate. I could orate. Like I've said this on this podcast before. Nobody can touch me when it comes time to orate. When it comes time to verbalize things, get ideas across, communicate things to people, got it.
And that's
But when I have to communicate my feelings, how I feel,
it's tough.
I'm trapped.
Like, and with me, like, I'm very good with words.
Yeah.
Everybody knows if you put me in front of anybody, I'm gonna. If I don't know nothing about it, you probably think I invented this shit. Like, I'm gonna make you think as if I'm supposed to be there, because in my mind I am supposed to be there. But they taught us to go to they taught us to go to trade schools and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Wow.
They didn't teach us to be entrepreneurs like they taught these white people. They taught that from jump. They might have not said the word, but their parents was like, you can do whatever you want. You want to make t-shirts, go make them. You want to go to this
white guy.
You know what I'm saying? It's a different word. They don't use that word.
Yeah.
You heard a white guy on a podcast today. I ain't gonna say who, because I actually like the guy, but it was so funny. It was so funny. He was on a podcast and he was talking about like his struggle. Right?
Okay.
He was like, yo, I was interning for he said I was interning for Diddy, you know, and I lived in Soho, you know, and I would have to walk from Soho to Diddy's office, and it was like, am I gonna eat today, or I'm like, wow, you struggle, you lived in Soho.
Yeah.
You lived there.
You walked from
You
Soho?
walked
Wow.
from Soho to Diddy. Oh wow.
We used to walk from East New York to downtown Brooklyn.
Right, for the cheesecake.
And you know,
Just to
like I
walk.
saying, everybody's struggles is different compared to their lives. That struggle was not a struggle. I don't care what you say.
It's not a struggle.
But there are people that don't understand what a struggle is. But were they supposed to? No, because nobody ever taught them that shit. Like, if in school we actually were taught from jump, instead of giving us this bullshit, the textbooks start with slavery. Like, give us some shit that we actually need outside. Like, the proper way to talk to somebody, the proper way to conduct business with someone.
So you don't
How to
think
look at
you don't
things
think-
differently. Or
You don't think critical race theory should be taught at all in school?
No, I absolutely feel like you need to know that you're black and you're a step behind everybody. You're
Right.
born with a step back. I absolutely think those things. But when it comes to communication, I don't think it needs to be separated between whites and blacks to talk about communication. That shit is a whole conversation.
I think so.
I
Because
feel-
you got to communicate to everybody different. I got to communicate.
you got to learn how to communicate to people
Right.
differently, yes, but it shouldn't have been
Yes.
that segregation in the
I
beginning
don't-
where
'cause-
you have to talk like this.
No,
and I have to-
100%,
fuck
100%
that
agree.
shit.
But I do. Go ahead, Ryan. My fault.
I feel like when it comes to kids, it's like you've seen those shits. Like, kids don't see black, white, green, yellow. It's just like when you're young, you get taught to hate. You're
You
around
get taught there's a difference. Yeah.
when you're around some shit and it's like, yo, when they go home, they learn that bullshit. And when they come to school, it should be one organized thing. Now, if you go to a black school, if you go to white school, it's not going, that's what it is. But if y'all all in the same room, you should know, like, that person's not going to hurt you just because they're black, or this is, you don't have to talk down them just because, because when they go home, they're going to learn that dumb shit.
Yep.
But when you come here, we're going to try to unlearn that shit they trying to teach you back at home. So that's the only thing that I say. Now, do I think they need to be separated in certain? You need to have those type of mentors come to your school and just talk to the black kids about what's going on. You need to have all that.
And that's what I want to do for us. So if there's anybody listening,
I would love to go
we
talk
would
to
love
some
to
kids.
do that.
Absolutely.
Right? And just teach them how to communicate with each other. Because what I was saying to Juan before Brian made that point, that great point, by the way, there is a different way to communicate. And I'm not talking about the hold on. I'm not talking about code switching.
Yeah.
But you got to communicate. There's a different way to communicate with your brother or your
100%,
sister than you're going to
100%.
communicate with somebody outside your culture.
Absolutely.
It's just how it is. White people talk to white people different than they talk to us. If you think about it, if you ever pay attention, like the next time you're at a festival or anything, when white people are talking to white people, it's hey. And then when it starts, it's right? I know, right?
Yeah, trying to blend in.
It's like, what are you doing? Don't assimilate, be you.
Yeah.
You know, and don't come over here, be you.
Yeah.
But we know
I'm more willing to accept you for you
People don't know that.
than
though.
you trying to cosplay me.
But we know that because like. R.I.P. Paul Mooney, but everybody
Rest
want to
in
be a
peace.
nigga until
Until
they
it's time
want to be a nigga. Like,
Facts.
so of course they're gonna play that. Yo, I guarantee this. Oh, hey, how you doing? All that stuff that they think
Right,
is us.
right.
Soon as Bill, the CEO from this, all that black shit out their mouth
out the
is
window.
out the window.
They're not talking to him
and
like
they're not
that.
even. You could be right in the conversation. They're not even thinking about what they said anymore. You looking at them like they're a whole different person. But it's
Yeah.
like
With the
when it
face.
comes down to the black people doing this and this. For the most part, y'all not gonna stick up to us when it going get tough, cause y'all not tough and y'all gonna get going.
So I do, but you know what? Let me ask, Big Kev, how do you and Devon, right? How do y'all deal with conflict amongst each other? Because that's also a big thing, right? Conflict amongst two black men
In
who are
business.
brothers and they're in business. We've seen it since day one. Like we see white people make clean breaks in business. When it's black people in business and they got to make a break or there's an issue and then it turns into a break, you know, we've seen it. How do you guys do that? Because I know, because after that I know me and Ryan and Matt can speak to, but like how do you guys deal in that?
I think, I don't know, it's new to us. Like, we know each other for a while. We was just doing music together. So, like, this is kind of new, but we also friends. We just be like, yo, bro, that shit was whack.
And there's
Simple.
a space for that,
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
right?
cool, like, that was whack.
Right,
Yo, bro, I need you to do X, Y, and Z.
Right.
Like, I need you to do X, Y, and Z.
Right.
Like, next time around. Like,
right.
I don't know. I think you got to be built different.
You're 1,000%, yeah.
I mean, for me, communication is everything. You know that.
100%.
And how you communicate.
Cause I'm niggas know I'm not scared of shit. I'm so scared of conflict with people I love. Like out of the three of us, this and
I would side more with that than what Rod's saying.
yeah.
As
Like I'm
far as
so
like
scared of communicate.
I
Like
wouldn't say scared. It's just
I am.
He's scared.
Nah, it wouldn't be
I am
scared.
Can't tell him what he
fearful,
is.
bro. Like,
I'm
me
just saying,
personally,
I'm not scared.
I'm fearful of it. Like,
oh
because I have a problem with abandonment, right? So it's like, perfect example. It would be super transparent today. Like, there's so many times in this podcast where I'm just like, all right, whatever it takes to keep everybody happy. Because I don't want this to be a thing. One, I don't want it to be a thing that failed. We put so much work into it. But then I also know there's no time in life unless we continue this thing forever. There's never gonna be another time in life where I get to talk to two men who I love as brothers
all the time.
this much, right? If we're not doing this podcast, then it's me and Ryan talking to each other on Instagram. And Ryan is I'm quick to say, yo, I don't really fuck with new people.
yeah.
Y'all are too clear and cut, accept that rule. And it was like, I would hate to lose that, but life will take advantage of
Of
that,
course,
right? Like
of course. And you
Ryan's
can't- and you
in
won't have
LA,
control.
He's in LA. He's working. We're on a 3-hour time difference. It's gonna turn from every day, yo, bro, I love you, bro. Yo, it's gonna turn from that into, oh yeah, it's gonna be like we're talking in the comments. Oh, I'll see you when I'm in LA.
Yeah.
Like, where you? Yes, you in town? Like,
Yo, and that scares me, bro,
Yeah.
because I've grown so connected to these two niggas. Even you, where Ryan's not even here, and I'll hit you like, yo, what's up?
Yeah.
Hey, yo, I
Yeah.
fuck with you, my boy. Like, that shit scares me.
Yeah.
So, like, there's been times where, there's things that happen because we're men and we're in relationship. There's been times that something happened I don't care for, I don't like it. And, something needs to be communicated about it, but I don't say nothing because
it's not.
in my opinion,
it ain't worth all that.
in my experience, happy people stick around longer.
100%.
And I'm so scared of
Fact.
rocking the boat with my friends and my family and forcing that. So it's like, and Ryan will just say it. Ryan will be like, bro, you gotta tell me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like me and Ryan had I think this was, rest in peace. It was right after your grandfather died, remember? And you had came to the wherever we was shooting that virtual trap karaoke.
Yeah.
And we had a conversation. We had a real and we were like, oh wait, we agree. Because in my mind, I'm thinking it's me versus everybody else.
Yeah.
And in his mind, he's thinking it's him versus everybody else. And then we were like,
Wait,
no,
it's
it's
both
us
y'all,
versus
everybody
the
else.
bullshit. And it was like, oh, okay. And he literally, it like, and I this is my first time saying it to him. It took one of those walls down. And I don't know if Ryan can tell, like, I've been way more open with him since then, because it's like, he literally just said, bro, just communicate. Tell me, bro.
Yeah.
I'm big on
And I was
communication.
like-
Rod's always like that.
I'm big on communication just because I hate when people don't communicate with me. It just be the simple things like, yo, we going here. Can you do this? Yeah, I can. Then it comes down to it. It's like, yo, I can't. You could have just texted me like, yo, I can't. It's just the little things that you could do, but people are afraid of communication because they don't want to let people down. And when you let people down, it's sad. And when they're sad, they're not your friends anymore. But for me, it's like, if you communicate with me, I'm cool. But that also goes into a business world. Like, when it comes to business, communicating is key, especially on emails and text message stuff. But when you open up a new business, like, you have a new business. You have 2 new businesses.
Yeah. Shout out
And-
to the black businesses in the room.
Let's go, y'all.
Absolutely.
Clap up for the black
clap it
businesses.
up.
So all the black businesses
I'm
out
gonna
there.
name them in a second, but I just wanted to get into, like, you got to know how to, like, communication with people, especially not of color, when you're an owner and they're looking at you in a way like, how did you get this? Because that's how they look at me in any business that I have. How did you get this? And why didn't I think of this? And I don't want to support you because I could have done this and this. And that comes from the black people, the white people. But especially when it comes to white people, when they look at you and it's like, they automatically think you work there.
Yeah, facts.
And they see you helping
Facts.
people out, and they automatically think, hey, can you give me the manager? Can you give me the owner? And then when you look back and you do a 360 and still you, it's like,
Sorry,
I'm
sir.
him. That's a whole different way of communicating also.
Yeah.
Right.
Because as a black person, as a black human being,
Right.
we're always look like we can't do this better than that.
Right.
Everybody wants to do what we do, but when it's that extra leap, it's like, oh, y'all can't do that, no way. So
Right.
we gonna keep them down there with the, oh, you got the food truck? All right, cool. That's all you got. Then you get to Biggie's and you like,
Wait,
you got this
Yeah.
too?
That's
oh yeah,
connected
that's
to
just,
that?
and so that's all I want to get into when it comes to it's perfect because we're talking about, of course, it's a great month to talk about.
But
Black
before we
businesses.
spin, right, I want to put a button on this. How do y'all think we fix that amongst our community? How do we fix the communication in order to get to a point where we're now known, or forget known, because I don't get what the world thinks.
Yeah.
Amongst us, we're now known as a breed of people, breed of men who excel in conflict resolution.
I was watching a YouTube video yesterday, and it said how to break out of old habits.
Yeah.
People get so scared of jumping into something new, whether you want to learn something new, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And people get so stuck. And I'm definitely, Rod, I'll tell you, I'm definitely a person like this where I'll be trying to perfect it in my head before I do it.
Yeah.
So then that just so much time goes by.
Right,
Me
right.
trying to perfect something in my head. They told me the first thing you got to do is just sit there and fucking do it. No matter how hard it is, just do it. Once you do it, then you go into the state of doing it. Then you're like, okay, now I could readjust. Then I could do this. Then I could actually start fixing things while I'm doing
But
it.
that could be dangerous, no?
It can't be. I mean, everything's
Like,
dangerous.
in
Me
all-
sitting in my
right,
head too much
right,
is dangerous
right,
because now I'm missing out on moments. You know what I'm saying? So,
I think
but as you doing it, then we start being like, all right, cool. Mouse don't like this. All right, now our conversation's flowing now, as opposed to me just trying to think what's in your head,
Right,
and then trying to
right.
figure out how to work around you.
Right.
So I would say my first thing would be just to fucking do it, whether it's scary or not. Start
just
talking about it.
Attempting to
Start
resolve conflict.
attempt it. Attempt.
I feel like, do you mean like how we can teach like the generation after us?
We
to
can't
come?
teach. This is something.
gotta teach ourselves
Yeah,
first.
there's a lot of things that I think we
But
maybe.
like I said, I'm good on communication. Like
Right.
this is me. Like unless I
Right.
don't want to be, and if I don't want
Right.
to be, you
well,
should
I
really.
just mean as a whole, right? Like,
no, that's what
yeah.
I'm saying. But we got to start with ourselves.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't tell a whole bunch of niggas that bad communication. Let's make other people better at communication. I got to come around like-minded people
Right.
who at least want to try to better communicate.
Right.
And once we sit down and we talk about it, like, yo, dang, I could do this or I could do that. Or I'm with 3 people that's like, yo, I communicate amazing. How can we get people to do the same thing? That's when we go to these schools. And we got to start from the bottom.
Yeah.
Because honestly, if your communication bad at 30 something, and you're not in my life, honestly, I don't give a fuck because you've already put in your mind that you don't want to properly communicate, or you weren't taught, which isn't your fault. But at a certain age, if I ask you something, you're like, man, you know, you talk to somebody and they always got. It's like, cool, bro. I've given you your time. I try to communicate with you. Don't want to communicate, cool. But these kids don't know no better.
Right.
Because honestly, these kids learn that shit from your dumb ass because you don't want to learn, and then you ended up having the kids, and then you taught them how to not communicate because you don't communicate with them.
Right.
So that's a whole cycle on its own. So for me, it's getting with like-minded people, figuring out that you didn't know how to communicate as good, but now you're communicating better with me. So we're working. You might not know how to communicate because you don't want to hurt people's feelings.
Right.
But when I tell you, like, yo, when I text you all the time, like, yo, bro, stop being selfless, bro. Like, you do everything for everybody else.
Yeah.
It's time for you to do shit by yourself.
Talking about Cousin Juan.
Yeah, for once. Like, yo, you do everything for
I help
everybody.
so
else.
many people.
You always
so
help
many.
We all do. But to a certain extent, I got to literally text him in the morning. I'll wake up like, yo, I'm like, yo, bro, do some shit for yourself. Like, go do this. Go start this. Boom, boom, boom.
Which is evident now. It's so funny you said that now because it's super evident because when I first met Cousin Juan, I'm seeing him attached to everybody else stuff. I'm like, I don't know what's his, what's not. And now I can
so
see.
crazy.
Now I see, oh, this is Juan's.
But
this
you know,
is Juan's.
but you know the
No-
craziest thing is,
yeah.
Juan let that shit organically happen. He didn't push for it. He was always trying to help people and do this way. And to the point where it was like, God put some shit on the table. It was like, yo, this is you, my man.
Yeah.
Wow. Like,
Yeah.
you get a slice of this pie instead of being the distributor and going to these places and getting contracts. You now distribute the shit.
Yeah.
Like, you get a piece of everything now. Instead of helping everybody, now everybody's helping you. So when people go to Biggie's and they go to the food truck.
First NYC, by the way.
Yeah, first time you go to these places and you see Juan, you like, I'm here because of you, and you own this shit and you run this shit, and I'm proud of you for doing that shit.
Well, now that you say that, Cousin Juan, let's talk about these black businesses that you
Black
own,
business.
brother.
Let's go.
Talk about the black business. You're feeding the community, literally. Talk about it. What do you got up? What is
my God.
First the food truck? What's that?
All right, so First NYC was a collaboration between me and my girlfriend.
Shout out to you getting in the business with your girl.
Yeah,
Shout
nah,
out
and it's a wonderful thing. I will say
to-
that.
You clapping? All right, thanks.
And
That's that Leo energy over there. I see you, boy.
Yeah, we here. So a collaboration with my girl, and what I will say, if people ain't ready for it, don't do it. But this situation is wonderful. I love it. But it was supposed to be a brick and mortar first.
Yeah.
So my girlfriend's a chef, and of course, I always eat good. We
Yeah,
always
yeah,
eat good. We
yeah.
keep that
Yeah,
around us.
Yeah, the family over there eats very good.
Yeah,
always good.
we always eat
That's what we
good.
do.
That's the slogan. But we wanted it to be a brick and mortar first, but COVID happened.
Yeah.
So we had to stay on our feet. Hence the food truck. And I will tell everybody now on air, getting a food truck is not easy at all. So don't think y'all could get that shit tomorrow. It's
Especially in New
impossible.
York.
So
Especially in New
whatever
York.
they showed us in the Shy is not real.
Nah, but New York is one of the harder places.
New York is hard.
for that.
But I'll save that for a different conversation because I don't need to give everybody the gems.
yeah,
I
don't give them the sauce.
Can't get the
So,
sauce. They
let's
get
put
the
it on the
juice.
Patreon.
They get
Make
the
them pay
juice.
for
They
it.
get the
Yeah,
juice.
they got-
They get the
got it.
juice,
They
but they
definitely
can't
gotta
get
pay
the
for
sauce.
that.
They got to pay for that.
So, we made shit happen. Stayed very persistent. There was times I wanted to give up during COVID, but we didn't. Shout out to my shorty.
Yeah.
And we came up with the idea of First NYC being the first meal of the day. Hence the big one on there for me. I go by Juan.
Yep.
So it's a subliminal, thing. But I didn't want the food truck to have any food. Not memorabilia, that's not the right word. Any food
Propaganda.
decals
Yeah,
on it or
yeah.
anything like that because I wanted to keep it open for anything else that may happen in the world as it happens.
Right.
But First NYC focuses on elevated breakfast sandwiches, and we killing them in the morning. Killing them.
Killing the roast
So-
coach.
so-
Let me get a sample. Let me get a sample.
All right,
sandwich
so
that you got.
let's-
Let me go the one that I get.
All right, so wait. So let's take the simple concept of a bacon, egg, and cheese. Everybody know a bacon, egg, and cheese.
Right.
But instead, our joint, instead of doing a bagel or a Kaiser roll or a croissant, with ours, you could do the waffle bread. You could do the pancake bread. You could do the Hawaiian rolls. You could do the French toast bread. It don't matter. We get busy. You can
Putting it
add
on
the
the French toast challah.
Yeah.
Come
I'm
on.
gonna tell you what I get.
Go ahead, bust. Go ahead, jump in
So
there.
it's not on the menu. Like, we're not going to do this. That's what we're not going to do. I'm an off the menu kind of guy.
You heard?
So I get the French toast. I'm gonna start with my base. I get the French toast. I got the good
So
cinnamon
that's
sugar.
the outside. We call that the outside.
Okay, that's
Because on the
outside.
truck they have 3 things. What is it?
No. Go through your.
All right,
I'm
my
gonna
fault,
jump
my
in there.
fault,
We
my
pity
fault.
patting. We pity patting.
So I do the French
Y'all
toast.
doing it.
That's the
Yeah,
outside.
yeah.
French toast
Uh-huh.
got the cinnamon sugar on top. Amazing. Then I'm gonna go with the duck hash.
That's inside.
Like duck hash. Like
So
duck
so
hash.
so look. So my girl makes one of the best duck hash. Oh my god.
Just say the best.
The best.
We the best.
The best. So you know, niggas don't be eating duck in the hood.
I never had
to
duck in my
bring
life.
that. I had to bring that to the hood.
Fire.
Had to turn up the bacon, egg, and cheese. So we doing that. But
It's
continue.
done,
Go
yeah.
ahead. Go
So I
ahead.
do
Go
that.
ahead.
I do the duck hash. You know, I got a little bit of potato. I'm right. A little
Inside.
potato went with the
Little
duck.
toast.
Oh, that's
Okay.
the hash.
That's
The
the
duck
hash.
hash.
The duck goes on top of the hash with potato. If y'all didn't know, and then it has a nice little
Rhubarb jam.
Yeah, no,
say that one?
I didn't even get there yet.
Oh, hold on. Go ahead.
Because you forgot the egg. The egg definitely goes on.
Fried
there.
egg.
Fried
Uh-huh.
egg, little runny.
Little runny.
Little runny. Okay.
Yeah.
Good little cheese.
You got to
on
put the
there.
bib on when you get to the store.
the
You
sam-
have to. When you bite on that sandwich, you got to.
You get a little good cheese, you know, and then to top it off, you got the rhubarb jam. I go
Rhubarb.
extra.
Now, what is a
jam.
rhubarb jam? Now, that
See-
sounds elegant.
Rhubarb.
Rhubarb.
Yes.
My bad.
No. It's all
Rhubarb
good. But
jam.
one of the top elite jams out there.
Top
it ain't
elite
no
jam,
regular.
yeah.
Ain't no
What's the regular jam?
Schmuckers.
Yeah, it ain't no
Schmuckers.
schmuckers.
Okay.
We talking about a good put your foot in the jam. It's that.
Yeah.
So
I'm
that
fucking with it already.
that right there is my sandwich. That's what I'm gonna do.
That's
I'm
the
gonna
rye.
have to call. No, I'm gonna have to call him up. We're gonna have to do some name changes on it. That's later on. We gonna talk about that.
But
too
yeah,
much.
so on
Yeah,
the
break
first,
down- break down
so
how
on
you
the
get it,
first
though.
truck, you got 3 specialty sandwiches.
Okay.
You got the fried chicken sandwich.
Bang.
You got the pork belly.
Okay.
With
in
the-
the morning? You
with the-
blessing niggas
with
like that
the-
in the morning?
With the poblano aioli.
Okay.
Fire.
Okay.
Then you got the duck hash. That's one of my favorites, only because what we do for the community, and it ain't there.
ain't
That's
there.
just something that's not there.
You're not
You know
gonna
what
go
I'm
to this
saying?
truck and get anything you can go get regularly, unless
Yeah.
you go to the truck, take it, and you go to your house and try to make it, and it ain't gonna be that. So you might as well go to the truck.
Now, what a pescatarian nigga like me get? Like,
So we ain't ready for those yet.
So I can't just get the egg?
I mean, of course you
You
could
get
do
whatever
that,
you
but
want.
we don't have like a full meal.
No, I don't even need
For the-
that. Just, I want to come.
Yeah,
get the
but of
egg.
course you could do
I
the
might wanna
egg.
put the egg on the
you
French
could do
toast.
you could do the duck hash, but you could make it just a regular hash. It's optional. You know what I'm saying? You could
So I
do
put the
that.
egg- So maybe I could put the egg on
So
top of
in
the
the
hash.
summertime, we got the good fruit salad and all that. But of course it's a different name to it. But
How the community find the truck? Is there like an
all right,
app
so
or you
it's
gotta
not
follow
it's not an app yet. This is our first venture, so I will say we are working through the kinks. I like to personally get through that before I start telling the
And
world
that's
to
why,
pull up.
and that's why I had to be his right hand, because he wants everything to be so
So
perfect.
perfect, yeah.
And I'm like,
At
yo,
least just
put this
sexy,
shit-
you know
I
what
get
I'm
it, but
saying?
I'm like, just put it out, because we're gonna be 45 and we talking about how you trying to get this
true,
perfect
very
duck hash
true,
together.
yeah.
Very
and this
true,
shit ain't.
true. It's a
So
lot
just
of
do it.
nigga,
Like
yeah.
if you fail, but you gonna bounce right back. We are better people from our failures.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
located
wow.
on the corner of Lafayette and Fulton.
Brooklyn,
The address, all Brooklyn. We repping Brooklyn all day. And it's right next to, walking distance from Barclays, I would say 66 Lafayette Ave.
You
That's
right
the
around the corner
address,
from the
right by the
crib.
smoke joint, right by 40 Acres in the Mule, Spike Lee joint.
right by the
we
crib.
right, yeah,
right
we
on
right
South
there.
Elliott, right there.
Right by South Elliott. We
Bro,
right there.
you literally like-
right by Habana Outpost.
Like,
we gonna be shouting
everything
names.
right there.
But
You
I
will see
want
me
to say
in the morning.
I want to transition from that into the reason that one of the reasons that we had this customizable food truck is because I'm in a customizable space.
Yes, absolutely.
When it comes to art, so that's my background really, and I already knew people go crazy for shit like that. Oh, I want to put avocados with turkey bacon,
Especially
but
when
with
me and this
French
nigga
toast
eat bacon, egg, and cheese
every
every
day.
day. On a bagel. We the first niggas with the raisin bagel, with the jelly, with the bacon, egg, and cheese. So we was already customizing sandwiches, going back and forth like, yo,
we had the colored bagel.
we would go everywhere to places and we do it to the people like, yo, you really want that? And be like, yeah, I want the bacon and I want the sausage on. Like,
Yeah,
we
all that.
wild.
I was going crazy.
So we was making our from younger, we going to spots and making our sandwiches elite. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, we just doing this. He took it to a whole nother level, and that's why I need those creators.
Clap it up
'cause,
for Cousin Juan.
You know,
Clap it up for Cousin Juan.
that's why.
Andrew ain't clap. Thank you, Andrew.
And that's why it's like, and that just goes forward to something that was so, and it wasn't easy, but in his mind, it was already done.
yeah.
He's such a creative because he does all the custom sneakers and the custom clothes,
rugs.
and the merch, and he does the rugs. He
You
does,
see me? I'm staying at this joint all day. I was staying at it all day.
So
like,
my boy does custom rugs.
and got a mean jump shot. Cousin Juan, please respect Cousin Juan's range.
Yo, I just beat some people yesterday. Pause in basketball, killed them. Jump shots only.
We have
on. Am I allowed to say streets right now?
Yeah.
All right. So the park on Lafayette and what's the block before Marcus Garvey? Was that Tompkins or Troop? I always get them mixed up. Tompkins.
Y'all got cooked. If y'all notice, if y'all hear this part,
He was outside.
Yeah, I was outside. Legs
He's an
hurting right
outside.
now.
He's an outside player.
Yeah, I love.
So he customizes shoes. So if y'all ever seen shoes get dip dyed at your favorite Nike event,
I'm there.
when they make the sneakers, when
We
they
running it.
customize them, that's his shit. He runs that
Shout
world.
out to 625 Industries,
That's-
man.
that's his
My
company.
brother C's. We
Facts.
here, man. We
He
running
do-
the world.
He do the jerseys. If you see some jeans that look a little crazy from, can I say some names on your side? Yeah, if you see some Levi's out there.
Oh, he's definitely
yeah,
better.
yeah.
I got some
Levi's a
shit for Juan
client
this
too,
summer.
man. and
Levi's a
I
client,
love them.
Nike's a client, and I'm just
I got
happy to
some shit
call
for
this
Juan
my
this
brother
summer.
and my
I'm-
cousin
oh, man.
because he elevated himself from customizing clothes to now customizing food, and now even circling full circle, he's customizing the experience at a bar/restaurant, which brings us to Biggie's Cafe.
Talk about Biggie's, please. Please talk
Yo,
about
let's
Biggie.
hold on. We gotta clap it up. We gotta clap it up.
Crazy it is. I've been looking at Biggie's for months. Like, y'all got to pull up on that spot. Had
yo.
no idea that was yours.
We turned that
Ryan
up.
is just talking about it one day. He's like, "Hey, we had Biggie." I'm like, "Who's is that?"
You know
That's Juan.
the sickest part, which brings the world circle around. I just got a text from PJ Kev. Shout out PJ Kev.
Shout out PJ.
Yes,
Kev.
sir.
Sending me an invite to a spot my cousin owns
For tonight?
He's like, yo, make sure you pull up here. I'm like, yo.
Remember, I told you earlier.
I
I
said,
was
that's
like-
my cousin's spot, and you know I invited you there the other day. He's like, well, word, you got to. I'm like, but it's like Biggie's Cafe. When you hear Biggie, you think Brooklyn. It's not in
think
Brooklyn,
Brooklyn.
but think
Well,
us.
it's Brooklyn.
So
Think us.
definitely think us.
How do you even get before you even break it down?
I'ma
what Biggie's
break
is?
it down
you
simple.
you are in a food truck space, which we don't typically see a lot from black people. Now you also own a spot in Brooklyn. It's not only black,
owner.
but it's
Still with his lady.
Still with
It's
his lady,
Still
too.
beautiful love.
Beautiful love.
That's fire.
And let me break it down.
Young
love.
Yeah,
Young love, young
So
love.
let me
The only
tell you
other
some
black
fly
place-
shit.
The only
Young
other
love.
black place I could think that used to be down there is Aston Carroll's. It's not even there no more.
Nah, we
but
got
let me
my man
hold on.
Omar's kitchen up the block.
Yeah,
I'm
Omar.
so-
Yeah,
yo,
shout out
my- yo,
Omar. Come on.
please,
We gotta shout out.
my eyes
That's
definitely
family.
dropped the ball. I
That's
definitely
family.
forgot about Omar's. Definitely forgot about Omar's. My apologies.
And you know the craziest thing is,
Yeah.
in the black community, especially growing up, it's hard for black businesses to get along. Because always a competition. Yo, I want to go down there. Biggie's and Omar's on the same block. A block
No,
away.
two
but-
block- like two
No, but I'm
blocks,
saying
but
on
the
the
same
same
strip,
street.
bro, right when
Pretty
you
much.
come
On the same
right
street.
when you come off the bridge.
Oh my God.
And to know that two
That's me, my
black
legs hurt.
two businesses can still elevate in this crisis of COVID that we have and still kill.
And kind of like you know, kind of like off each other's backs. Like I think that's the best
just
part.
two
Like,
different
you got-
swags.
right? Exactly.
It's
So
two
that's why I can
different
say
swags.
like, if you listen, like you might even say, oh, you want West Indian or go down there, and Omar be like, oh, you want black? Yo, go down there.
it's going to
and
be-
everybody
I'm
support.
gonna tell you how easy it is though. Like, all right, so during COVID, and I'll tell you how things are in a work environment.
right.
A lot of people don't want to work.
Oh.
They do not want to work. So my shorty, like I said, she's the chef. She's the executive chef. She runs the kitchen.
Right.
We trying to find chefs every day.
Yeah.
We want to come. We want to see what's up. All right, cool. Let's schedule a day. Boom. Today's Tuesday. All right, cool. We got a guy coming Thursday. He wants to come there. Mind you, Thursday comes. He's supposed to be there at 12. Check the space out. Doesn't show up. Doesn't send a text. Doesn't do nothing. All right, so cool. Now that guy's X'd off. We got to find another guy now.
Yeah.
We've been doing that for maybe 100 people. Maybe out of the 100 people, maybe 4 people actually pulled up.
Wow.
And out of those 4, we probably had 3. So just imagine now I got all my friends coming, want to eat good,
Yo.
want to do their thing, they
Right.
want to show their friends,
Right.
and the kitchen ain't right. So now what do you do? What do you do? Now my shorty got to be in there slaving OD, but we
Yeah.
put in that work. That's what we do. We
Yeah.
gotta put in
And
that work.
and that's part of your story.
Yeah, that's
Like,
definitely a part of the story.
How talk about what it's like to be in business, not only with a person who shares your work ethic, but your lady that shares your work ethic. How
I ain't
crazy
gonna
is
lie.
that?
God blessed me.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm gonna just
He
say
de-
that.
he just-
God
I'll tell
blessed
you
me.
this: from the outside looking in, he deserved everything he's getting right now. Me and
Clap it up for cousin Juan getting for what he deserves. Clap it up for cousin Juan.
it's when I talk about Juan, me and him have been in so many situations together that y'all wouldn't believe. I know I don't want to tell his business, but I've talked about this on my podcast. I've been locked up. Not I won't say
let's
for
talk. Let's
I won't
talk
say
this
for the
shit.
long.
We here. You
I
gonna
won't say
catch
for
this
the,
is rare.
and I wasn't years. It wasn't that shit. I was caught in a situation where I was basically on some. It wasn't even probation. It was worse than probation in my eyes. Way worse because I had to be somewhere 5 days a week getting drug tests 5 times a week. It was disgusting, and I'm talking about liquor drug
And we
tests.
both was in
We
that
couldn't
shit.
drink. We couldn't drink because it goes back 72 hours.
Which
and
I
you're
was shock
pissed.
program.
No, it wasn't even a shot.
Nah, it wasn't shot.
It was
a drug program.
Oh,
it was a drug
oh,
program, but it was
wow.
to just defer what we could
You
have
did
got.
defer, which yeah.
So, my whole story on that is like, we niggas did what they did, whatever. We don't do none of that no more. But
Right.
he was already there, and I got situated in that program because he was there, and he told me what to do and what to say, how
Right.
to get there, how we was gonna work, how we gonna better ourselves.
Right.
So me and this nigga was two sober individuals for 2 years, looking at each other every day.
I ain't smoked weed for 3.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Like,
Yeah, he couldn't. So he couldn't
Cold
smoke weed.
turkey.
I couldn't smoke weed for probably almost 2.5.
Yeah.
Couldn't drink no liquor. We couldn't do nothing. So the conversations we'd be having and the way we looked out on life and looked at people was so different because
Right.
you know how it is, a sober mind.
Yeah.
So it's
I
like,
love it.
but it to not be sober and then be
Then-
sober,
yeah.
and it's not like you have a choice to be sober.
Yeah.
We didn't have a choice. We didn't have an option.
It
So there was
wasn't.
we couldn't drink Listerine, like
Facts.
certain
You
couldn't
bagels.
use
anything that
Listerine?
has nigga.
Certain
Anything with
bagel-
alcohol contents.
certain
they
bagels,
test you.
that test.
certain bagels because of opioids. We couldn't. There's a whole bunch of shit we couldn't do. Just
Could
off,
have Poppy C bagels.
No.
off your you can't have everything bagel. Just off the basic things of this is in your system. So we can go be like, yo,
No
I had a-
megas, no megas from uptown, no,
yo,
none of that.
We could go into there and be like, yo, your piss is dirty. Oh, I had some Listerine. Okay, lock up. I see niggas going in
or
there.
reset your time.
Oh, yeah. I see niggas going in there, supposed to be in there for 18 months and end up doing 7 years in jail. Just based off of taking a sip of wine, not think, or having something in their food and they didn't know and it comes back off of that type shit. So for me and him to fight what we fought
Right.
together,
Right.
backs against the walls,
Right.
families looking at us crazy,
Right.
mom,
Deep
his mom,
crazy.
like everybody like we the black sheep of the family.
Right.
And then
And y'all being the lightest people in the
yeah, of
family,
course, we
then
light
y'all
skin, we
the
doing all
black
that
sheep.
shit.
Yeah.
But then to come out and be like, yo, we're business owners and
Bingo.
Bingo.
we niggas want to be sit in our shoes and be who we are and be around the people. And we don't ask for this. We just put in the work. We put in the time. We put in the grind.
Right.
And to see this man and where he came, this shit is.
Clapping
this
for
shit-
cousin Juan
like,
and Ryan for making it. Yeah,
like-
buddy.
Yeah,
I've
niggas made it.
this has been my road dog. He's been with me in Indiana at Purdue. He's coming up there. We was getting money. Like it was certain things that we were doing that people just.
Purdue's pretty lucky there. I didn't know you back then.
yeah.
Purdue's
See what
pretty
I'm saying?
fucking lucky.
So it's like to see the
right in Indiana, pull up.
to see the growth from me, for him to look at me and be like, yo, damn, like I know
Likewise,
you wouldn't do
likewise.
this shit, and for me to look at him and be like, yo, you own this, you own that, you in that. Fuck all that. You in a happy relationship.
Hey,
And
man,
that
listen, you
shit
know how
means
that shit
so
come on.
much to me. I love his girl, bro.
Man,
And I can say I love his girl because I hated his last one.
Facts. But it's real shit though.
But you see what I'm saying?
It's
real
real
shit. But it wasn't
shit.
even, and from my hate, it didn't come from because I hated her. It's because she just didn't like me. Like, and that's what it really was.
that ass didn't like.
She just didn't like
I'm
me,
gonna tell you how crazy
I
it
don't
would
like
get.
my family. You
No.
beat it.
I'm gonna tell you how crazy it would get. Rod coming to New York. You about to act different. Y'all, I'm not even gonna see you. You don't even hang out with me when he there. You don't even talk to me the
crazy-
same.
and
And
the
I'm
craziest,
just like,
the craziest part is when I was coming back when they was together, I would come back for work and I wouldn't even see him. But she would just have the vision that I would pop up. Like she would invite. Mind you, I live in Cali, and at the point I was in Cali, she would have a birthday party for him. Not even a surprise birthday party, just throwing it, inviting all his friends. I'm his best friend, my nigga. Like you can't see him without me. You got. It's just not possible.
Right.
She'll invite everybody but me, even people in California that are not gonna attend.
literally, she would go around, Ryan.
Literally go around.
crazy.
Until
But
the
it's
point,
just like-
to the point where niggas would be like, yo, you come to one party. I'm like, yo, I know nothing about it. I gotta hit him up because I don't want him because I'm thinking it's a surprise. But I'm like, yo, what's going on? Yo, I'm having some shit and tell you. And he got a bang. Yo, why wouldn't you? I didn't think he was gonna come, but you invited Naj to, and he's not coming for sure. But you're not gonna invite.
Right.
And so that's why it was things that he didn't need in his life, but he needed to
had
see
to
that.
happen.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm not the person that's gonna be like, yo, you got to this. Is like, yo, in time you'll learn. And it happened in such a great way, an organic way that him and his lady now are just like, it's beautiful to see. It's motivation for me to go do what I got to do because I see two individuals working together and owning businesses
We
together,
don't
not
have
just
no
one.
headaches.
No
like-
headaches.
Nah.
Fire.
Nothing. She ain't
And, this-
worried for
and,
nothing.
and trust me, I'm the type of person I could foresee shit.
Yeah,
Me and her,
good.
yeah,
They
love
good.
it. Yeah,
They
love
good.
it.
And I love to see it because I've
Yeah.
seen him, not even relationships, I've seen him down. I've seen him, we've cried next to each other like, yo, I've looked at him on the couch when I'm leaving the crib like, yo, bro, I might not come back today.
Right.
Hold the family down.
Facts.
Right.
Like, they might lock me up today.
Right.
And it did it happen? Absolutely. He looked at me like, man, fuck out of here. You come back. I looked at him like, yo, boy, this I might not see you for a couple weeks. Whatever it is, I
Right.
might not see you. And he holds it down. Like,
Right.
to even his little brother, like, his little brother has helped my mom out in ways unimaginable. He's in Cali right now in my crib. That's my man. Like,
Right.
my little cousin's my man. And he's in a place where sometimes
He
don't,
in his head.
He in his head a lot. And he don't see eye to eye with people. And he's not a bad, he's a great person. But he's the type of person that's like, yo, I don't got to talk to you. I'm just fuck you up.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
so
love the energy.
unteaching
You think
some-
you crazy?
you know what I'm saying?
My brother ran around, tried
Yeah.
to poke me like.
Yeah, like in the crib. He chased him in the crib
Big
with a knife.
knife.
Big knife, big. So to know that we're his mentors and he
Right.
looks up to us.
Right.
And he's seen us from when
Probably
we,
a lot safer for y'all too, with him looking up to y'all.
No, first of all,
Yes.
it's a lot. But whatever he does, we know we're going to have his back. We're going to do it with
Yeah.
us. So it's a lot safer now that me and him don't, where there's no fast money going on.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah,
he got
yeah.
to see his older brother and his older cousin getting money. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want some bread here, do this. Yo, sneakers, wear whatever you want. He know where the money stash is at. Yo, take out 5 bins. We on our way. We want to get tatted at 4 a.m. Like, he knew those type of phone calls. That was just him. But he understood, like, this is not me, but they gonna hold it down. So when he seen us take a whole, I won't say a 360 because that's not what we did. We did a 180. When we did a good 180, now he's like, I gotta grow up. I'm not saying a little bit. I gotta grow up a lot of bit. I see what they doing. They doing something right. Before I didn't have to grow up because they didn't grow up.
Yeah.
Now I see them growing up. This niggas in relationships. We owning businesses. We moving and grooving. And no, we're not gonna leave you. But if you don't stand up, you're gonna get left out.
Yeah.
I'm
That's for
gonna,
anybody.
I'm never gonna leave you on the floor.
Yeah.
But if you my
Yeah.
family, you're always gonna have a seat at the table. But if you're not going to at least put your 2 cents in or have some type of passion with something.
You got to level up or get leveled over.
Exactly. And my little cousin is at the point right now, I can say this on air, he's learning and he's leveling up.
Shout out to little
He's
cousin.
he's
Shout
doing
out
his
to-
thing,
shout out to
man.
him, man.
Clap it up for little cousin. Clap it up for little cousin.
So for me, when we have these conversations, like these are our normal conversations. These are me and your normal conversations. But when I really look at it in retrospect and I sit back and I be like, damn, my circle is really fire. I got Mouse, I got Juan, I got Mac, then I got Naj running by Yola running the shit.
Yeah, Weed Empire.
Then
over
I got Bugs. He just
Yeah.
graduated from law school.
Shout out to
Do it.
Bugs.
Shout out to
man.
Bugs. Shout out, we always need
Yeah,
the lawyers.
Bugs, shout out to
Yeah.
law school. I got my little sister that's crazy because Bugs graduated from law school in Houston.
little
and,
brother.
and my little sister got into the same law school
Fire.
when he graduated. She'll be attending there in a couple weeks. Then we got my man Julian who does all the graphics and all the
For
merch and
Ari
all that
and everybody,
hat.
yeah.
Ari, but niggas don't know he work at a label. He run all the fucking Warner Brothers. All they like my circle is so lit.
Yeah.
Rob Mack, he does all the film stuff. He's a
Yeah.
fucking
Oh, yeah, shout out to Mac, shout out to Mac.
cinematographer.
Shout out to
My
Mac,
circle
man.
is so tight that you can't break us. Like
Yeah.
we're a bond.
What
And
Jay
we all-
said, if every nigga in your clique is rugged, never fall. Everybody be each other's crutches.
See what I'm saying? We all getting money and we not worried about the next nigga's bag.
Yeah.
We not comparing ourselves to nobody. We sitting out here every day. We going to get our money. We going to get our bag. We fucking with our joints. We
Shout
doing
out to
whatever we wanna
Carlton
do.
talking about
Oh
bags,
my
B.
God.
Shout
My
out
man
to
Carlton got the
Carlton.
biggest, best bag. I don't give a fuck what bag you got. Louis, Gucci, all that shit. Everybody know on the gram. If you go to his page,
I think he dropping this Friday too. I'm gonna just say that now.
not only are you gonna get the sauce, because he gonna show you every girl in the world with the bag, but he gonna give you something good for the community. It's not too expensive. It's hard as shit to get.
Facts.
But he's running that world. Like, all my niggas is straight.
Yeah.
So what I gotta worry about, going back to the communication, what I gotta communicate with the niggas that don't understand us. Cause I seen understanding moments when we ain't have shit and we sharing bacon, egg, and cheese when we know we had, when I'm talking about as adults.
Right,
And
right.
when we know we just was spending 100 bands last summer.
Right.
Like, it's a whole different world once you lose it and you get it back. Cause
Yeah.
I had it, I lost it, and when I get it back this time, I'm never gonna lose it again. So having y'all, I'll be real with y'all, clap it up for y'all, cause without y'all,
Clap it up
I
for all of us.
wasn't gonna
Clap
be
it
Clap
here.
it up to all of us, man. That was sweet right there.
Yeah, let's do
But
it.
even that, let me go back to your
Yep.
point. Communication, that was it right there. How do we show people that? You showing it to them right now.
That's
Literally
how
right now.
And that's how we do. So coming from everything, this nigga has a food truck. He has a fucking restaurant that everybody goes to.
Look, listen,
and
I
y'all
wanna shout out
y'all
the
not gonna hear this.
community, man.
Y'all not gonna hear this episode in real time. So
That's fine.
let me just tell you now. your man Diddy's gonna be at the spot tonight.
Facts.
You heard?
And that alone,
With the Deli Young.
that alone can tell you.
I got the text today like,
Yo.
hey, listen, you need to pull up today. I was like,
Taco
I said-
Tuesday too, y'all.
That's what-
Taco
let me tell you,
Tuesday.
because y'all about to have to clap it up for me right now. I'm an adult now. I be putting all the dressing shit on my tacos.
Here we go.
Avocados, the hot sauce.
Shout out to
pico
you.
de gallo.
Shout out
yeah,
to
baby.
Unignorizing. I don't know. It's not even a word. Shout out to unignorizing your life.
Unignorizing. I like that.
De-ignorization.
I like that.
I used to literally eat shrimp or fish tacos plain, with just like the little lettuce in it.
Naked?
I had, bro. I ain't know that. Yo, I used to turn down pico de gallo. I didn't know what it was. I'm like, nah, I don't trust that shit, bro. Take that shit off.
Nah, you gotta.
But the crazy thing is, if you see it, it comes full circle. We talking about a spot named Biggie's.
Yep.
And we from Brooklyn.
Yep.
We from Brooklyn.
We talking about having Diddy in the spot.
Yep.
Who was his best friend, his right hand, his partners, everything. And now they gonna be in one spot. Yes, Biggie's not here. R.I.P. Rest in peace forever. But in spirit, he's there. You had a spot called Biggie's Cafe with Diddy drinking. Like it's a Brooklyn moment for me. That's why it's like I'm hyped.
That's why nigga pushed the flight back. Yeah, nigga ride like.
Actually,
You know what? I'm leaving on Wednesday. I'm like,
actually,
why not?
I pushed the flight back because the tickets was outrageous.
Yeah, we don't need
That's
to get hit
why I
over
pushed
the
it
head
back.
for
Oh,
flights.
believe me, I know.
But that's God.
Yeah.
I push it back for money reasons.
Yeah.
He pushed it back for me to celebrate life.
Woo.
See what I'm saying?
And that's how you
Message.
cap up the podcast.
Message.
That's how you
Because
cap
please
up the
believe
podcast.
Diddy gonna see these straws for sure.
He got that.
Facts.
I'm gonna have them shits. I'm gonna have them shits in my nose like a walrus, all kinds of.
Tied up in the hair.
gonna-
All
all of
that.
it.
He
He
gonna
got-
be like, what's going on?
I'm like, you need a straw, my brother?
Easy.
Brother Love?
Brother
Would you love a
Love
straw?
definitely need a straw black owned. So on that note,
Oh,
On that
man.
note, let's do it. Listen, you know what? Fuck it. This is the. I mean, by the time they hear this, I think this will probably play the last day of June or last Monday of June, whenever they hear it. But what I want to do is, one more time, Juan Don, cousin Juan, tell them how they get in.
Juan DeMarco.
How they Juan DeMarco, how
All
they
right,
support
so
one
bang,
NYC,
bang.
how they support.
I won't lie to you and say that I'm the best Instagram social media person,
Terrible.
but I do show a lot through stories. And if you catch it, you catch it. But my Instagram is WAUNDAUN. Is Juan Dawn. Then you got Biggie's Cafe NYC, and then you have First NYC. But First is F1 RST
Boom.
NYC.
Now, outside of your own black-owned business, name a black-owned business that you want the people to support.
Eco Gave.
Funny thing, because I was gonna say Eco God.
that's why this my family. and
Eco,
this
yo,
how we
I ain't
gonna
gonna lie. A lot of us is doing our thing. I could shout out names. You got Carlton Yato. You
Yep.
got Brick Owens.
Yep.
You got Eco Gave.
Got
You
my
got,
nigga Kerr.
with Brick
you got
Owens.
Kurt. Yes. You got what's hit Lemoy Lemu.
Yeah, it's fire.
Lemu,
Clothing line
yes.
fire.
Mm.
You got
We got Viola.
You got Viola. You got bro. When we say we buying a block back, we trying to buy the block back.
Yeah.
Like we
it's
got HMD in the spot.
Hold my dick. I mean,
You got
yo, Kev,
it's-
nobody said that before.
Nah, that's definitely like
Yo, when
Yeah.
you said HMD, I was like,
yeah, that's definitely
nigga be in my text messages, got definitely be telling,
Yeah.
hold my dick.
Yeah, we here. We got 625 Industries.
Dude.
We here, man. We here.
And I want people to know that like we just don't talk about black businesses. We are black businesses. We support them.
Ooh,
Like,
yo, Ryan has had
it's us, bro.
Yo, he been
Yeah.
potting
Yeah,
today.
I'm just trying to get people off my back. You know, this is what we do. We was gone, quarantined up, but don't think
we
we not
back.
here. We back
We
on our
back.
cocky bullshit.
Yeah, shout out to
This is
shout
us.
out to
Facts.
HMD.
Facts.
Shout out to HMD for real though. Shout out to Big Kev. Shout out to Devon. Shout out to our amazing engineer today, Andrew. He's been slacking on his clapping, but I mean, he's gonna be
It's
all
all
right.
He
good.
probably got the same birthday as Juan. Just because we both April 15, they both leave. I'm just gonna get
What's
it.
your birthday, Andrew?
21st.
It's close enough.
Close. It's a number
enough.
7.
Close
It's
enough.
a seven.
Seven.
It's a seven.
It's close enough.
You know,
seven
seven
is a
number
godly
completion?
number.
That
Godly
is
number.
facts.
God.
That's facts.
Come on,
Listen, we
man.
here. We here.
Nigga, Mello wore 7.
Mello
And he
was
wore
7.
15.
Come
And he
on.
wore-
That's my
Come
guy. You know that's
on.
my guy.
And you know, 7/15 is Mac's birthday. Niggas didn't even think
That's a
like
fact.
that.
That's a fact. And that's a 15. Come on now.
Come
I can do this
on.
all day. but I don't got time. Yo,
We don't
thank
have
y'all.
time.
Thank y'all for coming, tuning
don't
in.
forget to tell them.
It's
official. It's official.
oh.
We've been teasing it for a few weeks. It's official.
It is official. You know.
So
you
by the
know
time y'all hear this podcast,
that Get the Draws playlist,
the
that
Draws
y'all
playlist.
love. Well,
Yeah.
now we got some people supporting us. We got
Shout
some
out to
people
Music Breaker.
that they put a little condo down the street.
they put a little condo
They put
down
a
the
little
street.
condominium down the
we
street.
told them if you gonna fuck with us, you gotta at least be
You
in the
gotta
neighborhood.
be in the neighborhood. So Breaker is involved
Shout
with
out to Music
Get
Breaker.
the Draws playlist. So if you are an upcoming artist that's not signed, this is for y'all. We want to show love to y'all. Not saying we won't have no, good tunes
Yeah,
that
we
you
still
know
gonna
on
drop
it,
our little-
but I'm gonna throw y'all in there. We gonna have our own playlist, so we don't gotta go to these white people to get on their playlist to be hot. We gonna start our own shit.
So
we
from
gonna
now
grow
on,
up.
y'all will. And then after each, so what we'll do is once Music Breakers give us their selections, and it's easy. All y'all gotta do is go to Music Breaker. Go to musicbreaker.com.
How
Swipe
are they
up.
spelling that? Is it the
It's
regular breaker?
MUSICBREAKR.
R. Okay, cool. Had to ask.
Also, if you go to our Instagram, all of the information is right there. Shout out to Music Breaker. We're really doing something revolutionary with this. We giving y'all direct access to get on this playlist and get one of y'all songs heard on an episode.
Tune in, y'all.
So I
Stop
mean, you
playing.
can't lose with that. So if y'all at home, y'all know an R&B artist or an artist that got some sexy music, you know what I mean? Do what y'all supposed to do. Do the right thing. Follow Music Breaker. Follow the guys next door Instagram. We gonna be interacting with the records. We might go live with some of these people.
I'll
you
say
know?
this, and I know.
Do it.
I know I might not be able to say this or supposed to say this, but fuck it, it's my show. I'm
Do
gonna
it. Do it.
If I fuck with your music, which I will, because the ones we pick are gonna be classic joints. We going on tour soon.
Uh-oh.
That's all we saying.
That's all I'm
it.
saying.
That's
That's
all y'all
all we
need to say.
saying.
That's all y'all need to say.
I just want to help the people that help me.
Because you
So if
see, every time we touch down, we was at Roots
we know
Picnic.
we
What,
gonna
what
do.
type of music vibe y'all looking for
We
though
need a
before we
sexy.
leave?
We need
the
a-
drawers, just the
for the-
GTD playlist.
for
Get
the
the
lady.
drawers.
What kind of the big draws or the?
It depends on what you like. If you like the big draws, you like the big draws.
I've been being better with that, so go ahead.
yeah,
Ryan.
yeah. Whatever you like is what you like. I
Whatever
just-
you like, whole lot of anybody get it started. What you like?
Me on top, you wanna bottom top. All right, we getting crazy.
All night long.
But yes, that's for
Damn,
y'all.
that record, yo, Brat was fire.
The Brat not gonna get in a versus.
She don't got 20. She
I
don't
just
got
wanted
20.
to end the show off with a laugh.
Brat's
That
verse-
shit don't got 20. I just want to
The
end it off
Brat,
with
is
a
in
good
a,
note.
the Brat is in a verses once a month. Well, period.
Yo, you're sick. You are
We needed
sick. You're sick.
But if you have any listening letters, if you have anything,
I hadn't been ignorant.
that was that, we had,
I'm like, who was she with?
yeah, we had
I was
such
puzzled.
a mature episode that we had to give you some violence. We had to give you violence because without violence, we wouldn't be us. Sometimes the house is clean,
This
but you
is a
look over
dysfunctional
and there's some
household.
shit you don't. The chair broke, something happened, and the curtains is open. Whatever it is, we always gonna give you
I
some
was
classics.
puzzled. I was like, yo, what artist was she with once a month? What?
Said I am puzzled.
Puzzled.
But
That's
thank y'all
comedy.
for coming.
Ryan, close this out because
Yo.
I can't do it.
You know you can find us. If you have any listening letters, you know where to hit us up. guysnextdoor123@gmail.com. Patreon. Please, we having new bonus episodes coming up. Weekly, monthly. You know how we give it up. Merch coming soon. Tour about to go on. We got a lot of things going on. Oh, and by the time this does come out, the BET Awards will have passed.
Bang.
Which means we was on the red carpet.
Bang.
Which means we was interviewing.
Bang.
Which means
Y'all was doing y'all thing.
Bang.
which means I'm here, Juan's here,
We here.
Mouse is here. Thank y'all for coming in.
I'm announcing it right here. He don't even know. I'm announcing it right here. Cousin Juan's a part of the show from now on. Cousin Juan.
Cousin
If y'all
Juan.
see Cousin Juan, it's Cousin Juan.
Cousin Juan.
Cousin Juan.
my
If you see
God,
him
let's get it.
outside,
Let's
He's
get
Cousin
it.
Juan.
That's
Let's
your
get it.
cousin.
Let's get it.
He's here.
It's Cousin Juan.
Yo,
When you
yo,
see him-
everything's organic. That's how I move. If you see me, give me a hug. I'm a hugger.
listen,
I'm a
Cousin
hugger.
Juan,
listen.
take a picture with Cousin Juan.
Listen.
You can tag guys next
Yeah,
door.
regular. We
Listen,
here.
and here we always eat good. We got the soaps coming
That's-
out.
oh
always
my
smell
Seen that
good.
today.
Always smell
Yes.
Seen that today on your gram. I
We
was like,
perfecting
boy,
it. It's-
boy, I
it's
need
only
to-
gonna take a
Okay, so-
second.
But we had to show the people something because if we didn't show them, we might have never came out with it. But now that the people see
put
something,
the heat on
they
it.
gonna itch to
Yeah.
it. So we got that smell good, eat good, and you know this feeling right. We
Smell
feel
good,
good,
eat good, and we look good.
and we look good. And thank you for this process because it damn sure feel good that we back
It
together.
feel good.
Ooh.
It feel good. We got
Yeah.
arm space in
I don't got
here.
it.
We
Yeah,
got
the space is real
we
nice.
got
It's
the,
sexy.
We got the ceiling in the sky.
Up in the cloud, me and my
That's some
spouse.
freaky. When I told you the first time, I was like, "Oh, this nigga's
We
on some
outside, but we
freaky
inside
shit.
at the same-
Yo, you
that's
ain't never.
crazy.
Yo, keep it a buck. Big Cap on the way out. You ain't never knocked nothing down in here.
Yes,
yet.
he did. Shut up. Nigga said up in the clouds. Me and my spouse.
I feel you. Hey,
I like
listen,
that. Great answer. Great answer.
Let's hear.
Nigga laughed.
Let's hear, cousin Kev. Listen, what's gonna happen is
I need a key.
I'm gonna book. I need a key, and I'm gonna book a session. It's only gonna be a 15-minute session.
We can do a little private joint in here.
Listen, it's gonna be a 15-minute session. You can get another podcast in here right after me.
You ain't gotta even worry about the timestamp because I'm out.
Yeah, you don't even worry. You be like, yo, we just opened it for mouse. Yeah, I'm done.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm done. But this is good. This is good. Yo, I just got an idea.
We got mad rooms too.
I was about to say, I just got an idea. We gotta do date night. I don't know how. I love the name. We gotta figure it out.
Yeah. You're giving them too much right now.
Bleep it out, Rel. Bleep it the fuck out. Bleep it out and end on this. Bye.